Welcome back. In this lecture, you're gonna learn about reports. Basically, how to share your data with others. Now, if you're not interested in that, you can skip this lecture, no problem. I'll see you in the next one. But however, if you have an agency or if you're looking to import data to your Google Analytics, if you're doing advertising for someone else, or if there are multiple people sharing a Facebook Manager account, then you probably want to stick around and understand how to share all of the data that you are gathering. If not, see you in the next lecture. If you need to understand this, let's dive in together. So once again, I'm going to be using this account because we're gonna get a little bit more information, right? So previously, in the previous lecture, you learned how to do breakdowns. You could watch it by time, you could create segments by age, gender, business location, country, endless amount of ways to segment your data and break it down. And you also already know how to add in and customize the columns and then use different templates to get different kinds of information. This is fantastic, and these are all ways for you to view the data for your own sake, right? But then the question is, if you need to share this data with someone else, like a client or like other advertisers, or maybe you want to import the data into Google Analytics, how do you do it? Well, there is a tool for that, and it's called Reports, and it's to the very right of Breakdown. Now, all we need to do is click here and then click on Export Table Data. If we click on Export Table Data, well, then we're going to be exporting everything that we're seeing here, and we can export to ads reporting. That's going to be its own section in Facebook. We could export an XLS as a CSV. We could export to Facebook Ads Manager for Excel. We could include the deleted items with delivery, those that we have delivered before but then deleted. We could also include summary rows, right? And then just click on export. So if you understand exporting, this isn't really rocket science, right? You could get your CSV and then you import that CSV wherever you might need that CSV file. Nothing unique about that. But then we get other interesting things, such as create custom reports. Now we're gonna go through that in a second. I want to show you the other ones first. Now the first thing we have here is share link, and share link is going to be very useful because if you share this link with someone that has access to this ads manager, well, then they're going to be able to view the data and the columns that you have created as well. So that means that you can look at this information that you're looking at with the breakdowns, with the columns, and all of the information that you've gathered together, and with the filters and everything. And this is very important because if you're looking for patterns or if you're looking for specificity in order to optimize your ads, you probably want more eyes, especially if you are in an agency, right? So it's very easy. You grab this link, you send it to them, but remember, they actually need access to the account. We're going to go through the business manager in a couple of lectures, so that's going to make more sense. That means we're going to be in a business account rather than a personal account, so then you can have multiple users with no problem. All right, so that's very, very easy. You go to reports, click on share link, and then you send over that link. Then you can see all saved reports in ads reporting. Now, your ads reporting is basically where you save down all of your reports. We're gonna move in there in just a second. Then there's something known as standard report. Now, if I click on standard report, I'm going to get all of the information in columns and with the possibility of adding in breakdowns for the ads. Now I can get all those reports for the ad set, and I could get all those reports for age and gender, or for objective, or for age and gender, age and gender, for country, region, etc., etc. Basically, these are templates, but they are all templates created from a custom report. So if we want to create our own custom report, because maybe we have a client and we want to show them specific social engagement, or we want to show them specifically conversions or value or whatever it might be, it's a good idea to understand how to create a custom report. Because if you understand custom report, then you understand how to view the saved reports. You're going to understand the standard reports as well, because these are simplified versions, and this is where we create our own. So they pretty much work the same. So we're going to go in there, and then we're going to see that we're going to load a slightly different screen in here. So right now we are at the ads reporting section, right? So if we go to the left here, we know that we have an ads manager, but scrolling down, we also have ads reporting. And the ads reporting is basically when we save down the columns and the breakdowns that we're interested in looking at, and then saving those as a report. Now what we can do here to begin with is that we can start by adding filters. So first off, we're looking at all of the ones that have had delivery. So those that haven't delivered, well, they're not showing up here, right? Now we can add in more filters, we can remove filters as well. Right now we're looking at all this, but let's say that I only wanted to look at the Instagram marketing course. All I would need to do is click here, and I could just write Instagram marketing hit enter just like that, and that's going to be the only one that displays, right? But now we're going to want all of them, so I'm just going to remove that. But if you're only looking for a specific one for your report, it's a very easy thing to do. And then always remember your timetable. Now we're using a lifetime because this is an old account, right? So we're using a lifetime here, but if you want a specific period, it's very important that you add that one in because that's what we're seeing that is reflecting here, all right? Now going to the right, this is where things get really interesting. This is where we're creating our breakdowns, right? This is where we're looking at the data that we are interested in saving down as a report, either so that we can export it or so we can share it with someone else, perhaps someone within our team, maybe if we have an agency, or share with our client, etc. So we decide what we want to add in here, right? Now a campaign name is a pretty good idea. You could add in the ad set, you could add in the ad set ID if you're using URL parameters and basing it on the ID, then that's going to be very important, right? Now this is also very important to note. Scrolling down, you need to add in at least one in the time frame here if you're looking to export this as a CSV file and then add it to Google Analytics. If you don't add in one of the times, you're going to have issues. So to add it into Google Analytics, add at least one of these in the time here, all right? So once you've added your breakdowns and all of the information you're interested in here, we go to the metrics, and the metrics is pretty much the nitty-gritty, right? And some of the interesting metrics that's going to be really important to us is going to be things such as link clicks, right? So we have link clicks and we also have unique link clicks. I'm just going to have link clicks for now. We're going to add spend, so we have amount spent, see that is in there as well. We're going to want to have impressions. Oh, impressions is added there as well. So the very key metrics are already added, and then we can ask ourselves, do we want to simplify this report, or do we want to add in something more? So for example, I'm interested in the reach and in the frequency, in the results, delivery, amount spent. I'm not very interested in quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, conversion rate ranking, cost per result I'm interested in. I'm just gonna scroll down and see what else. Link clicks, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna scroll down. Landing page views, that can be good. Cost per landing page views. Well, for this report, I'm going to remove them. Scrolling down. And then down here, we have a campaign name too, so I want it. So what we have done now is that we have created and customized a report that perhaps is something that we want to show to a client, or that we want to show to an agency, or that we, whoever we're doing ads for, that we want to show someone to our team, or maybe an analyst, or maybe a research and development team, or maybe even a freelancer to help us out with this, right? So what we can do at this point, first of all, is that we can just go ahead and save it down. Right, so now it's saved down. If we want to have a better name than Untitled Report, we click up here, and then we could just call this Ads Value Report, right? I'm gonna hit save there once again. So there we have it, right? So now we have our report. So now if we go ahead and we click on reports, we're going to get taken to the ads reporting section right here. So now we have the ads value report right here. And this is very valuable because then we can create different reports for different purposes. So we might want to create another report that is breaking down the social engagement. So we might want to look at, for example, engagement rate, reactions, shares, clicks, etc., just to see the engagement rate in what we're doing. And that's going to be a great way to build, for example, your brand is going to be a great way to build social proof and get people engaged in that company, for example. So that's going to be a different report that's going to use different breakdowns and different metrics. So there's a lot of value in not only knowing how to share this data, but also how to break it down and use the metrics that is going to be valuable to the person that you're sharing it with, right? So from here, it's very easy. We can duplicate it. We can click on share, and we can share it basically from the link, just like we looked at before. They're going to need access to the account though, but then we can also export it by clicking here, and we can export it in any one of these files. And then from there, you use that information either by sending it away or importing it to a different program such as Google Analytics and adding in that information. But summarized, this is how you export the information and then break the information down and save the information that you're interested in. And then when you want to create a new report, you just click on Create Report right here, and then you select the ad account. Now we have multiple ads accounts in this. We're going to go through that later. Then you add the name, select the account, and click on Create, and then you create your report. When you're all done, in the upper left here, you go to Ads Manager, and we are right back to where we started. So this is how you create reports. That is how you export them. Very valuable to know, especially if you are an agency. Hope this was valuable to you. See you in the next lecture.